All right, we'll call a recess Board of Commissioners meeting together, please. We'll have a call to order. James?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. And if you'd like, this is the first time we will be doing the meeting that's not over Zoom. If you'd like, we can go ahead and take a roll call this time, and then
All right, let's do that. Let's go back as normal as possible.
Yes, sir. So we don't need to take roll call on the votes, but if you'd like, for the record, we can reflect the members present include Mayor Owens, Commissioners Burke, Commissioner Walker, Commissioner Borland, and Commissioner Collins. You have a quorum, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah. All right. Have the adoption of the agenda. Can we have a motion?
Move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second?
I'll second.
Second with Christine. We have a motion, second to adopt the agenda. I've even forgot how to do it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Adoption of the agenda is approved. All right, consent agenda. Have a motion with consent agenda.
I motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
All right, consent by Darrell. Is there a second?
Second.
Richie? Motion by Darrell, second by Richie, that we approve the consent agenda. Can we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, James, take off.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next up on the agenda, this is item 4, it's presentations and reports. Item number 4A is called out as department head reports. And we'd like to let the public know that for department head reports, we do have these as written reports at manteonc.gov, and those reports are written this month. However, next month, when we head into the new fiscal year in July, we'll actually be bringing our department head reports back into here and have their presentations, including a slideshow and updated information with a spotlight. So we'll just call that for our folks who will be watching this under our video recording. And if the record can reflect the presence of Mayor Pro Tem Selby, and that's for our town clerk, Jamie Whitley. Next up, item 4B on the agenda. This is a presentation, and this follows up from requests from board members regarding briefing, and in this case, matters of planning and zoning. Will be kicked off by our town planner, Melissa Dickerson.
Thank you, Mr. Ayers. I just want to make sure, yeah, there we go. This presentation is provided to you at your request from your June 2nd meeting. I went back and listened to the comments at the end of the meeting and crafted this presentation based on what you all had suggested. I've provided copies of this presentation for you all on the dais. There are also copies available for the public beside the agendas. Much of the text of this report is taken from either the zoning ordinance or the North Carolina general statutes. The zoning ordinance is a direct outgrowth of an intensive and comprehensive long-range planning process that began in 1976 with the adoption of the town's first zoning ordinance. The current zoning ordinance was adopted on September 14th, 2005. Let's see, there we go. In 2005, a new planning initiative resulted in adoption of the Comprehensive Development Code, comprised of 5 documents: the 2005 Manteo Plan Update, the 2005 Design Guidelines, the Manteo Way of Building, the Camel Land Use Plan, and the Historic District Ordinance, and the 2005 Zoning Ordinance. These plans were developed with extensive citizen input solicited through surveys, charrettes, workshops, and public hearings, as well as the involvement of representatives from various community organizations and other governmental jurisdictions serving on task forces and steering committees. The Comprehensive Development Code provides a guide for decision-making based upon priorities identified by the community and adopted by the Manteo Board of Commissioners. The town has 7 zoning districts. 3 of the districts are strictly residential districts. 4 of the districts are business districts. It's important to note that residential uses are allowed in the business districts. The proposed zoning map that you all will have a public hearing on this evening shows the districts and where they are located around town. The B1 Village Business District is located downtown. It spans from Fernando Street to Ananias Dare Street and includes Festival Park. There are 2 distinct regulations for dimensional requirements in the B1 district. The first is commercial use and mixed use residential above commercial. Those requirements are shown here. The second is single-family residences, and those requirements are shown here. Uses in the B1 Village Business District are approved by one of 3 processes. Staff approves single-family detached residences and duplexes in existing residences. The Planning Board approves home occupations, temporary structures used in connection with a permanent building or for some non-reoccurring purpose, and automobile parking lots. You, the Board of Commissioners, approve conditional uses. There are 28 conditional uses that can be permitted in the B1 Village Business District. That list of uses can be found in Section 7-5 of the zoning ordinance. The town of Manteo has worked on affordable housing for decades. In 1982, the Town of Manteo Board of Commissioners voted in favor of a property exchange to sell town-owned property to Mr. John Wellens for low-income, elderly, and handicapped housing if they obtained 202 funding from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Today, we have Harbortown and Baytree because of the town conducted this land exchange in 1982. In 2004, the town passed its affordable housing ordinance in the Code of Ordinances and later passed the inclusionary housing ordinance in the zoning ordinance in 2005. Those ordinances offer density bonuses and state that the density bonuses shall be provided equal to 1 market rate unit or lot for each affordable housing unit or lot. Under no circumstances may a single-family lot contain less than 6,000 square feet unless approved by both the Planning Board and the Board of Commissioners. The inclusionary or affordable housing ordinance does not include rentals. You will recall that the 20-year plan working group had a subcommittee that reviewed housing. The subcommittee noted the following. The previous community survey that was conducted around 2005 results had a strong advocacy for a lower density. The subcommittee also noted the regulation of housing above commercial, which offers a big incentive in the ordinance by way of additional lot coverage. It also noted that the 2005 plan update recognized the lack of available land to be developed, and also noted the issue of short-term rentals and how they were impacting housing stock. On October 7th, 2020, Town Manager Ayers presented to you all policy options for essential housing. A comprehensive plan is required by the 160D legislation, much like the zoning ordinance that you all will have a public hearing and will consider this evening. The following is included in the text of the new 160D chapter and states comprehensive plans may address those things listed. Those topics are typical for a comprehensive plan and include, but are not limited to, community vision, pattern of designed growth, economic development, services, housing, open space, protection of natural resources, etc. The town's planning department budget for 2021 and 2022 includes funding for a comprehensive plan, and we will begin soliciting assistance for that work in the new fiscal year. That concludes my remarks. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. And I'll note, I updated the slides, so what you have don't exactly match this. But I didn't get up here fast enough, so this is a little older version. Are there any questions?
Can we get a new version?
Yes, you have the new version in front of you.
Get the new, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Melissa.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, James.
Yes, sir. Item number 5 on the agenda. We've got 2 public hearings tonight. The first one is a public hearing for the zoning map update. This was presented by the town planner at the last meeting, and of course, this is a required public hearing. We would need a motion, second, and a vote both to open and close the public hearing, and thereafter, if the board should choose to consider it. So at this point, if it's the will of you, Mr. Mayor, as
All right,
presiding
Tom.
officer, have the hearing first, and then the board can consider afterwards. And then, of course, Town Planner Dickerson will be available for questions after the public hearing, should that be desired.
All right. Shall we go ahead and just open it up?
Yes, sir.
All right, can we have a motion to open the public hearing on the zoning map update?
So moved.
Motion by Christine, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jason. We have a motion and a second to move to open public hearing on the zoning map update. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. All right, now what do we do now on this one?
Yes, sir. Since we don't have a Zoom teleconference, we'll go to folks in the room who are interested in speaking. We'll look, okay. And our audience tonight is not speaking at the public hearing for the zoning map update. So at this point, seeing nobody coming in the space, it looks like we're available to close the public session.
All
Should
right.
you desire?
Nobody to be heard. We'll ask for a motion to close the public hearing on the zoning map update.
I'll move to close zoning map update.
All right, Richie, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Christine, we close the public hearing on the zoning map update. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Public hearing for zoning map update's closed. All right, we'll open up the other one. Go ahead, James.
Yes, sir. And if you choose to go to the next one, we can do that. Or if you choose, you do have the ability now, since we're not in a Zoom session, the statute does not require us to wait 24 hours for you to vote. So if the board so desires to vote to approve or deny the zoning map update, you may feel free to do so now if you'd like.
I don't know what you said.
I'm sorry. The board can now that the hearing's closed, you can go ahead and actually vote the zoning map up or down. You don't have to wait 24 hours like the
All
old
right,
statute said.
Well, if no objection from the commissioners, we'll ask for a hearing to be closed and close out the zoning map update. Is that all I need to say?
Well, we can make a motion and update it right now. So we don't have to wait the 24 hours anymore.
All right.
And I don't know if anybody has an issue. I guess we can make a motion and discuss, but I move to approve the updated zoning map.
All right, just a second.
I'll second.
Okay, motion second, we approve the updated zoning map. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Hearing closed and we're over it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next up, item 5B. This is a public hearing for the Chapter 160D updates. The board heard last time from Town Attorney Ben Gallup on these items that were required by the new statute, and these are primarily compliance items. We've had, of course, a required public notice, but at this time we do need to have an open and close the public hearing on this one to make sure we're in compliance with the rules. So, if it's all right with you, Mr. Mayor, perhaps we could open the public hearing or have a motion to.
All right, can we have a motion to open the public hearing on this 160D update?
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing on Chapter 160D update.
All right, just a second.
Second.
All right, second by Darrell. Motion and second that we open the public hearing on consideration of 160D update. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. We'll now declare the public hearing open.
Yes, sir. And since we got an audience today, any interest in the public hearing? Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. So, Mr. Mayor, seeing no interest in that, we can certainly move to close it should you desire to do so.
All right, we're moving along pretty fast. Can we have a motion to close the public hearing on 160D update?
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jason. We will, been a motion to close the hearing on 160D update. And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried and the public hearing is closed. Now we got to do the same procedure, you think?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And Town Attorney Gallup is here if the board has any questions before a motion is made to approve or deny these changes. If there are questions, he's available.
All right, does the commissioners have any questions of Ben? Okay, evidently not. So you want to go through the same motion, Jason?
There it is. I move to approve the ordinance revisions for Chapter 160D update.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Motion to close the public hearing and final consideration, chapter 160D update. There is a second, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. All right,
Thank you, Mr.
are
Mayor.
we done?
We are done. The business is done with those public hearings, and they are approved, and we'll make sure to do the appropriate updates to the website and in our codification process.
All right, move on, public comment.
Yes, sir. Item number 6 on the agenda. This is public comment. Members of the public are invited to address the Board of Commissioners on any topic. Public comment is not intended to require the board to answer any impromptu questions or to take any action on items brought up during the public comment period. Speakers will address all the comments to the board as a whole and not one individual commissioner. Discussions between speakers and members of the audience will not be allowed. Time limits are 3 minutes per person or 5 minutes per group. Please identify yourself and location so that your statements can be recorded.
Oh, okay. Good, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Especially with no comments. I'm kidding, you know I am. Say what you want to, now's the time. There you go. All right.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Michael Smith. I live in East Lake. I do have a plan to do some business with the town of Manteo in the near future. I'm just here learning. That way I'm prepared.
Thank you.
Good observer. All right, James, I guess we got to close public hearing. That's right, we don't have it on Zoom or telephone or anything anymore, right?
Yes, sir. So at this point,
That's good.
don't need a motion. This is with no
All right.
public comment available. If you'd
All
like
right,
to.
would anybody else like to be heard? All right, can we have a motion to close public comment period? Do we have to have a motion on that?
And in this case, actually, we can move on to the next item
Let's
since
move on to the next
statute
item.
doesn't
Go ahead.
require it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And we don't have any items of new business today, so item number 7, new business, there are no items to be heard. And under item number 8, it's mayor and commissioner comments.
All right, I don't have any comments. Christine?
I do not. We are having a cemetery meeting in the morning if anyone's interested at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Darrell?
Well, I'd like to invite everybody to our Juneteenth anniversary celebration, June 19th, 5 o'clock. We have Sean B. Selby, who would be entertaining the audience. I think Betty has an event going on for kids.
Yeah, prior to that, starting at 1 o'clock, we'll have some games for the kids and hope to keep them engaged until they can be there at 4.
If everybody shows up.
That it, Betty?
Saturday.
That it, Betty? I'm planning on going to Sean Bay's anyhow. I'm going to listen. I love to hear him sing. All right, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, it was, this was our first step from a normal meeting, but which was nice, but it reminded me of the Realtors Association had sent us, as we were starting to get a little bit back to normal, saying, hey, would you guys keep the Zoom going, because organizations like them, you know, they're able to participate all up and down the beach as we have overlapping meetings. I don't know what the impact or restrictions to doing YouTube versus having live Zoom and still being able to record it. But it's certainly something to think about. Obviously, there's value in, you know, there's tons of organizations like that or people that have interest up and down the county. So just something to think about.
Okay. Richie,
I'm good, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Betty?
One thing I want to say is, thank the town of Manteo for their participation in the Dare County Art Show, homegrown, art and fashion show. That was a, nice event, and rain did hold up some, but it didn't hold up much, but they needed things like at the last minute, and I called the town manager, he made it happen, so we appreciate, I didn't have, I mean, I wasn't part of it, but they reached out to me. And congratulating Jamie on her clerk's, what do you call it, clerk's certificate? Her certification. And congratulations, I know you got a manager's too. Thank you. And Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for attending that event, even though.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I think it ought to be, that thing could really grow. It's got all the potential in the world. And you and everybody else participating, or whoever the sponsors are, they ought to consider making that a major event and a yearly event. I think it was nice. Of course, the weather didn't agree with us, but other than that, it was nice. Okay. I guess we adjourn. Daggone, I can't believe it's 20 minutes. All right, can we, let's see, we'll recess, so we'll adjourn until when, James?
Yes, sir. This will be until 7th, July 7th at 6:30 p.m.
All right. All right, can we ask for adjournment? Can we have a motion for adjournment until July the 7th, 6:30? All right. Can we have a motion?
So moved. I move that we adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
The second, motion is second that we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I didn't mean to say that. Opposed? Ayes have it. We'll adjourn until July the 7th at 6:30.